Well, quite an early start this morning. Alarm went off at 4:45. In fact, the alarm didn't go off at 4:45. I woke up just before the alarm and got out of bed and headed across North Wales to Anglesey, Ynys Llanddwyn, and it was absolutely hammering it down with rain. And the forecast said kind of cloudy with sunshine. So I aim to get here, Newborough Beach and Ynys Llanddwyn. I probably got that wrong. I'll double check that. For sunrise. Now sunrise was about half an hour ago, but yeah, wasn't much of a sunrise, but I can see a little bit of blue sky, and I'm hoping there's a bit of lighter sky on the horizon. So a bit of a wind blowing, so hopefully that chases things across. And we are now promised a bit better weather, a bit of a clearer, well, I think, what do the weather forecasters say? Sunshine and showers. I think that's what we're promised. So I've got all my waterproof gear on. I'm just walking out to the island, but the gale's making it. Well, I'm not sure it's the gale, but the strong winds whipping up the sea a bit. So that's a bit of drama. Let's see how it goes. Well, coming across the island was a bit of a rainstorm. Waterproofs kind of did well for me, but look how dark it is. That was what I came through, and it was sweeping across the island. So, but the weather forecast said blue sky. So the wind is blowing from the west, so the wind is blowing in my face. So I'll stand with my back to the wind. In fact, I think it's a little bit ahead of schedule because I'm sure the weather forecast said it wouldn't get bright until 10, but it's only about 8:30. So stronger winds than the forecasters suggested. So why am I here? So back on Ynys Llanddwyn. Hope that's right. Someone tell me. Ynys Llanddwyn. I think that's not bad. But obviously there's this famous tower, and I've been here before, made a film, but it's sunset, so the sun was setting over there and I got some nice light here. So why am I back? Why am I come back to the same place? Is that not a waste of time? Well, no. So I'm back because I'm here at, well, what was meant to be dawn, but the sun is going to be over in that direction. So I'll get a different light. So I've done the evening, and what I want to do kind of the morning, so the light coming that side. Particularly I'm hoping catching the side of the mount and the side of the tower. I'll just show you. I've set up nice composition, I think. So the tower's on my rule of thirds. You can see the kind of mountains of the Llyn Peninsula in the distance, and then got these rocks down here on the other rule of thirds, and this path leads between the rock and the tower. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, hopefully if the image turns out, I'll post it. But there's a nice link between the rock and the tower. So I'm just waiting for, it's a bit dark at the moment obviously, so I'm just waiting for the clouds to move a little bit, and it'd be quite nice to get some blue sky behind the tower, but still there's a load of rain falling over there. Some of the greyness in the background, like, don't know whether that's going to work, but I'm going to persevere. So I'm going to take some here when the light gets better, and then I'm going to work my way around the island. I've got plenty of time. I bought my it's only 8:30 and I'm already contemplating having my soup and sandwiches. So, but I'll definitely go down on the beach, looking towards the tower with the sun behind me. Last time I was down on the beach shooting towards the sun, so hopefully with the sun behind me, and then work my way around on the eastern side of the island with the sun behind me. See how it goes. Shall I sing? Here comes the sun, do 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 do. Look at the clouds, look at the crepuscular rays coming down across there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. In fact, no, it's probably, so I've set up, I was going to switch there quickly, but not enough time to do that. So, sun is about to break through. I'm set up with my composition that I talked through earlier. It's quite dark at the moment, as you can see, but there's the composition. And in a few seconds or minutes, the sun is going to hit the side of the tower. So I've got my polarizer in for the blue sky, although polarizer fell to pieces, so I had to kind of stick that back together. And then I've got graduated filter in because the sky will be lighter than the foreground. But look at that, beautiful over there. So hopefully those rays are a sign that the sun is going to hit the side of the tower right there. And I promise not to sing again. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. 2 smashed filters, did it again. It's happening. Oh, just was up over there. So the sun has come out, was up over there. Turned around to get something out of my bag, and the wind just went whoa, and the camera went right over, and it's also jammed my foot plate onto the tripod mount, so that's stuck as well. So 2 broken filters and a jammed flipping tripod mount. Oh, but oh, the sun is coming and going, lighting up the side of the tower. So I was over there, took some photos looking that way, but there's this ginormous cross here, and I thought it made a nice balance. So if the sun comes out nicely as it is now, I'll show you what's happening. So the sun's just picking out that the tower, and gonna take that. So the cross is dark because it's silhouetted against the sun, but there's nice light there, so hopefully that works out all right. But I'm so annoyed about the filters, so annoyed. I just let go of my tripod and did that, and it went wee. Oh, just sorry 84.5, I've broken 2 more of your filters. Oh, but anyway, I'm going to try some different compositions. I quite like this path coming down here, so I'll see if I can get the path in a composition, but I'll go portrait on that one. But kicking myself. Still fuming, just fuming. Anyway, there's the cross I was at. I came down and I've taken some at the top of this beach, but wanted to get this. So the wind is you'll be able to hear it on the microphone, and I apologise, but the wind is blowing in some big waves, so I want to get the tower and some of the waves crashing. So got my set up here with the waves hopefully sweeping round. It all depends on the timings of the waves. So waves sweeping around towards the tower, which is about on my rule of thirds ish. Some nice rocks here. This is these rocks, so a bit of interest. But I've got a polarizer in, I've got my 2 filters in, and I've gone to f22 because I want some movement in the waves. So all I'm doing is waiting for a big wave to come in and trying to catch it just as it's breaking, like that one. And even on f22, it's only a third. Sorry, I was pointing it down there. Then it's only a third of a second, but I'm going to take a few as the kind of the waves crash. So there's a big one now coming. Hopefully you can see. Get that one. Hopefully, get that one, and hopefully I'll check. Bit of movement. Yeah, bit of movement there. Oh, so there's probably a bit too much movement, to be honest. So I'm going to go down to f16. Speeds the camera shutter up a little bit. And I'll see how that goes. Sun's cracking. So I've taken one then and see. Yeah, so there's not quite as much movement. So in the final edit, I'll post the f22 and the f16. I might even go down to f11 and show you the differences. I think at F22 there's a bit too much movement in the water, so I want to capture some of the power, and if you turn it all into movement, it kind of subdues the power a bit, if that makes sense. Hopefully you'll see that in the images. But I might drop to F11 as well and do that and see which I prefer, F16 or F11. So, but yeah, apart from breaking the filters, I'm having a fantastic day. So, can't complain. Well, I can, because the filter thing's a real, yeah. Anyway, I won't say that. See you soon. Well, I've moved, so there's the other tower, but I've moved to this smaller tower. And just one thing worth noting when you're in conditions like this, the amount of salt spray is ridiculous. So got to constantly clean your filters or your lens, because it's just, actually when I was walking across the sun was shining and I could just see clouds and clouds of spray. So I can't see it at the moment, but I can taste it. So just be aware that you've got to constantly clean everything. So just wanted to show you something here. So I'm going for an image of this tower with some of the rocks here and these rocks here. So I'll show you the, I'm going to do that there, but I'll then need to just spin it a little bit. So if I can undo, I'm just going to spin it. So I'll take one there and then I'll spin one there just to get more of those rocks in. But two things to note. There's a little puddle there. Don't know if you can see that. That's lovely, just in the bottom corner there. Another thing to note is, why didn't I start over here? This bit of rock here, which is there, I think if I started a bit wider, that rock takes the eye out of the frame. So I've deliberately started with that rock. It's probably hard for you to see, but it's not shooting out of the frame. So if I do that, see the rock shooting out of the frame, takes the eye away. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm going to start just where the rock kind of meets the horizon and it flattens out. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm on F16, because what do they say? F16 and be there. So I'm going to do one here, one there, when the sun comes out. At the moment, that's a bit dark. I'm gradually working my way around the east of the island. So I think the previous clip was at the smaller of the two towers. So I've worked my way around from there in a kind of anti-clockwise kind of direction. And there's a couple of bays, sandy bays like this one. So I've stopped for this one. Also, been collecting crap off the beach. So what have I collected? 6 plastic bottles, football, some hypodermic needles, and an Alstom hard hat that was on the beach, which I'm going to take back. Don't know what to do. I'm not sure if it's recyclable. Maybe I'll message Alstom and say, if you want your hat back. But anyway, it's a bit, I was going to say it's a bit more sheltered here, but still quite windy. But I was up on that headland up there and I saw this bay and thought it'd make a nice image with the forest in the background. So I'll talk you through. Apologies. So I've got this overexposed so you can see. So, but here's a sweep of the bay. You can already see that the rocks are cut off. What I'll have to do is just take 2 images just to get the rocks in. So I'll show you that process. I'm on F11. I'm taking my reading off the sky. I'm going to take one there. In fact, I think I took 2 there and then just get the rocks in at the end. One there. Hopefully that turns out quite nice. I think it's just it's a nice kind of stock image of a bay, but it's got Newborough Forest in the background. So, you know, people ask me what I do with my images. That one will probably go onto a stock website, but it will be keyworded as kind of Newborough Forest, but it makes it a bit more interesting because it's got this beach in the front. So, you know, it'll have beach, bay, all that type of stuff, but Newborough Forest. And if someone's looking for an image of Newborough Forest that's a little bit different, they might shoot on that one. But there's a lot of blue sky about now. So, but I'm actually heading back. Haven't seen any other people at all. Not one. There were a couple of the people in the car park first thing, but not seeing anyone on the island, which is just how I like it. So heading back along the beach eventually, unless I see a few things on the way. It's hard to believe it's the same day. When I set off, it was miserable, and in fact when I arrived in the car park, it was just absolutely hammering it down and dark. So, but look at it now. Look, I'll try not to put you too much in the sun, but look at that. So I'm just packing all my gear up. I'm near the end of the island. Ynys Llanddwyn. How's that? So there's the map. I'm here at the end, so I went up that way. This is where I was taking the photographs of the tower, and then down on the beach, and then I worked my way back round this way. So yeah, all done. I hope you enjoyed the trip. It's probably about another 20 minutes, half an hour before the tide is at a point before I can get back. But obviously I was the only person who made it across before the tide, so that's a win for me. And I've just seen some people taking their shoes and socks off and trying to wade across, and they must be idiots, because what are they going to do when they get here? Put their shoes and socks back on, it would be freezing. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the trip, and I'll see you on the next one.